Guys, thank you everybody. I'm grateful to you guys, okay? Yes, guys, always remember that making your goals, you want to make sure that you are not worried about small things, right? Or things that are going to interfere, right? And it's a competitive world. Social media is a competitive world. But you have to remember you can't lose sight of who you are as a person. Like, think of yourself as a child and how you would want that child to be treated and how you'd want success for that child and all that, right? I mean, you're not a child anymore, but think of yourself as like what would your mom think, or not think, but what would your mom do if you were upset all the time, or you didn't feel you were good enough, or you had a plastic surgery even though you felt beautiful, but you felt like you had to because of the social media, like don't lose yourself in social media, right? Like don't lose yourself because in general, there's some people that like look at what's her name, the girl from Baby from Dirty Dancing, right, with Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey. Like look at her, like she and I mean she was famous on her movie. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but she got a nose job. Maybe she wasn't famous on the movie yet. Maybe they put the movie out. I'm not sure. Like I don't know. Or maybe she saw the movie and she's like, I have to change my nose, even if she was famous. Or maybe she got famous and had enough money for it. But still, like, and she wanted to because she thought her nose was. She wanted to adjust the bump on her nose, and that's allowed, right? But in general, then maybe she's going to be happy for it later. Maybe she'll do another movie role that's famous. But I mean, her nose job was a good nose job. It wasn't that bad. But I'm just saying, like, how some people are like, oh my God, I'm not famous. What am I going to do? I'm going to get all these surgeries. I'm going to be a new me. And sometimes you do that and it works. And sometimes you do that and it's botched. But most of the time, most surgeries are not botched, right? Unless you go to a bad doctor or maybe they make a rare mistake, right? But make sure you research. Okay, I don't know the full story about that, right? But in general, some people are like, they just want to get all these surgeries because they feel like it's heavy competition, right? Don't let that bother you, right? Like, you're making videos at home, right? You're not like competing with anyone. And collaborations, I mean, you do collaborations when somebody wants to collaborate with you, right? And sometimes the collaboration with anyone, it can be just anyone sometimes, and it goes viral, right? But in general, you're not going to want to lose yourself in the whole competition thing. You see all these crazy videos about outdoing someone or being better, like keeping up with the Kardashians or whatever, and some of these people are doing very well and very happy, and some of them are feeling like the brunt of competition too, right? I mean, you have to remember when somebody's a supermodel that's super thin, and and let's say they're throwing up their food. I don't throw. I diet exercise without Ozempic, without any liposuction. I do it everybody can do whatever they want, right? And those are good ways to do it too, right? But I prefer the natural, right? But lots of people do it Hollywood, so you can't complain about that, right? But in general, I like being natural, right? But in general, somebody could could throw up their food and just feel like they're not thin enough, even though they are, right? And that might be more of a disease like anorexia or whatever. But in general, don't get lost in the whole like I have. You could say you want to be the best. You could say you want to do amazing things. You could say you want to be the biggest star in the world. You can even compete like crazy. You can do exercise feats that are unbelievable. You can do all these things to make it happen, and you can even be really competitive and even stressed about it at times, right? But you don't want to lose yourself, and you obviously better not to be stressed about it, but you don't want to lose yourself in the competition and be like, you don't want to be your own worst enemy, right? Because there is limitations, and you could be the best in the world already, and you don't see it, right? So, in general, please don't lose yourself, right? You have a sparkle, you have a light, and obviously you can do things to improve your videos. Maybe change it up a bit, or be consistent in it, and exercise more, or whatever, diet more, so you're thinner in the videos, or do something different, add a talent. But in general, you don't want to lose yourself. You know what I mean by losing yourself, right? Like people that feel like they have to completely change, or they're so upset at themselves because they don't feel good. And that could be a general self-esteem issue or whatever. But you don't want to feel like you're lost in this whole like oh my God, I'm not good enough, what am I going to do? And you might be really, really good. Or even if you're just mediocre and you're feeling that way, and everybody's good, no one should feel mediocre, but even if you're like an average looking person and you're doing really well, but you just don't feel good enough, right? And you feel, and instead of, you don't want to lose weight, but you just make yourself feel bad all the time, right? That's not good either, right? And some people are gorgeous. They want to be, they're really gorgeous, and they go through all these surgeries just because they feel like they're not good enough, right? And you know people that are trying to be famous, and they're like, they just feel like they're not going to be, so they go through this drastic set of surgeries, right? But you know, in general, or even mentally, you don't want to be lost mentally, right? You don't want to feel like, oh, this person's better, this person played games, this person did this person did that, right? You don't want to be lost in that, because sometimes people that do those things are not well themselves, or not in a position you want to be in. I mean, we're filled in the world with all kinds of people, right? Not everybody's the same, right? Some people just like to tease or whatever. I mean, the world of social media is very competitive, but you don't want to get lost in losing yourself and your true identity as a good quality entertainer. All right, bye guys.